Welcome, everyone. This is John Ryan of SportsMemo.com, and I'm going to bring you the NCAA Basketball Daily Dime Show for Monday, February 21st, featuring 3 game breakdowns that are all 3% graded plays from my models and ones that I'm taking to the window this afternoon. And it includes the Big 12 marquee matchup between number 8 Baylor going on the road to Oklahoma State. But before I get to these games, I want to remind you, if you want official all access to my premium best bets for Monday's action, that includes a 5% max best bet. Go to my profile page, as you see on the chart, sm.buzz/JR, and get on board for just $9. You know why? Because it's $9 Monday. So take advantage of this. I also have a NHL hockey underdog on the Monday night card. You can get that also for $9, and that is a 4% graded play. As you can see, my records are pretty outstanding right now, humbly said. 7-0 in college basketball, best bet totals, and the 5% max bet tonight is a total on the NCAA card. 82%, 9-2 run with 5% max bets, all sports. Most recently, the Bengals in the Super Bowl, making me 19-5 against the spread in the Super Bowls over the last 24 years. I'm also 61% in 4% graded plays in the NCAA hardwoods. That's spanning the last 55 releases. And I'm 71 against the spread last 17 in college hoops. So you can see the records for yourself. NHL is really heating up. 17% ROI since January 1 in 2022 season. Not one favorite. They're all dogs and totals. And I can't emphasize more to get these 2 plays tonight. So it is a great time to be one of the all-access clients, especially today, being that it's $9 Monday. So let's get to the plays here. The plays are Texas Southern in the Southwestern and the Atlantic Division of the Southwestern Conference. Texas Southern taking on Arkansas Pine Bluff. Arkansas Pine Bluff is a 9-point home underdog. They are receiving only 31% of the love right now. And as you know, I love contrarian bets, especially when my models identify them as such. And that's exactly what we got here. A little sprinkle on the money line is always a good idea. You never know when these dogs are going to pull off the upset. But if you do it consistently over the course of a season, you're going to add to your bottom line, no doubt. So for the season, Arkansas Pine Bluff has only won 6 games, lost 21. Of those 27 games, they've covered the spread in 11 of them. And the last 10, they're 3-7 straight up, but 5-5 against the number. So the market has them pretty well priced. On the other side of the coin here, we have Texas Southern, whose record is 12-11 on the season. They're 13-10 against the number, 7-3 straight up over the last 10, but 3-7 against the spread. So this is where I think, and the models point out, that Texas Southern should not be a 9-point favorite in this game. And that's why we're on Arkansas Pine Bluff. Texas Southern is also coming off what I call double regression for this game. What that means is they shot over 50% and allowed under 40% in their last game. And that was a 20-point win at Mississippi Valley State as 10.5-point favorites. They obviously covered, and the combined score went under the 143 total. So head coach Jones of Texas Southern is just 1-8 against the spread after a blowout win of 20 or more points as the coach of Texas Southern, and he's also 20-35 against the number when playing against a team with a losing record. 2 things working highly against Texas Southern in this matchup. They are also 8-19 after having won 4 or 5 of the last 6 games over the last 3 seasons. Arkansas Pine Bluff is a stellar 17-6-1, coming off 2 straight losses against conference rivals in games played over the last 3 seasons. There you have it. Arkansas Pine Bluff is the first best bet of the show. Now let's move on to the big game in the Big 12, and that would be number 8 Baylor taking on Oklahoma State on the road. Oklahoma State is not getting many points here. 4.5, and they're not even ranked, and it kind of makes you scratch your head. Why not take Baylor? And there's no head scratching here. It is Baylor. The models are pointing to Baylor here. Baylor is vastly underpriced, and even if they don't cover the spread for you in this game, I think if you play them over the next 5 games, they go at least 3-2, if not 4-1 or better. They're a team that now in late February is going to start tuning it up, and they're coming off a 7-3 last 10 straight up, and they were 5-4-1 against the spread in those games. And just the last 5 games, they're just 3-2 straight up. So when you're a reigning champ, urgency is the call here, and they already have too many losses in their opinion, having 5 already. But Oklahoma State is not ranked. They're a 500 team, 13-13 for the season. They're 9-16 against the number. And I think the market has just completely overreacted to Baylor's recent 10-game results. And we're having a great opportunity here to get on Baylor. Oklahoma State is 2-10 against the number when playing against a top-level team that is winning 80% or more of their games. Games played the last 3 seasons. They're also 4-11 against the number when facing solid defenses, allowing 64 or fewer points per game. And we all know Baylor has one of the best, if not the best, defenses in the nation. So again, another angle here is that Baylor is 27-11 against the spread after 1 or more consecutive under results in games played over the last 3 seasons. Oklahoma State, 4-11 when the total is between 130 and 139.5 points. And they are 7-18 against the number after failing to cover the spread in 4 or 5 of their last 6 games spanning the last 3 seasons. So there you have it. Number 2 pick is Baylor minus the points. The last play for the day is in the Pac-12. It's Arizona State, who has shocked a few of the good teams in the Pac-12 in the conference play, despite the fact I still don't believe that they are a good team. They're going on the road to Los Angeles, and that means they're either playing USC or UCLA. In this case, it's playing UCLA. UCLA is only getting 34% of the bets right now, and I like this a lot. When the public is riding when they're enthusiastically betting, which they are right now, and Arizona State being a double-digit dog, and the line has actually come down from an opening of 15.5 to 13.5. Sure, it could be the Joes and the pros combining forces, but when I see this and we have a chance to fade the public with a favorite as good as UCLA is, I'm on it. And the models, of course, confirm that. Arizona State just 10-15 straight up for the season. They've covered the spread equally, 12-12 for the year. UCLA is 19-5 and can ill afford to look past Arizona State, knowing that they need to start stringing wins together to get at least a number 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. So against the spread, they're 12-11 for the season. Last 10, they're 7-3, both straight up and against the spread. And I think this reflects the strength of UCLA and a slightly undervalued market for this game, especially at 13.5. If it starts steaming, you can wait till later in the afternoon here. You don't have to rush to get this one. It may steam down to 12.5. You can do 50% of your bet at the current price and hold that 50% closer to the tip-off just to take advantage of any further decline in the betting line. If it doesn't decline, then you put the other 50% on it at 10 minutes before the tip-off. So diving into the database waters, we cover some solid stuff here. One of them is a betting system that's gone 66% over the last 5 seasons. You're going to bet on any team in a game involving 2 teams that like to play much faster than the average Division I basketball program team in the nation. That means they're averaging at least 60 shots per game, each of them. And one of the teams, being UCLA, is a good rebounding team that is out-rebounding their opponents by 3 or 4 per game and going up against an opponent that is not so good at rebounding, getting out-rebounded by 3 to 6 rebounds per game. Big advantage there for UCLA. Their rebounding will minimize the second chance scoring opportunities that Arizona State will look to have, but they will get very few of them, in my opinion, based on this matchup. So here again, we have UCLA is 13-4 in home games versus good defensive teams that are allowing a shooting percentage of 42% or less in games played over the last 3 seasons. And just so you know, Arizona State is allowing 41.2% shooting on the season. I think UCLA will shoot at least 45% tonight and easily cover this spread, possibly with a 20-point or greater margin of victory. So there you have it. Those are the 3 best bets for today, Monday, February the 21st, 2022. Make sure you get over to sportsmemo.com my profile page, sm.buzz/jr. $9 for 5% max bet. I'm on one heck of a winning run right now. I'm seeing the card very well in all sports, and I can't recommend these two plays. One in college basketball is the 5% max bet, and also the 4%er underdog in the NHL. So on behalf of sportsmemo.com, sportsmemo TV, and a cast of shows called the Predictive Playbook, always remember, bet with your head, never over it, and may all the wins be yours.